What is good? We is back with another video. And let me just give a quick shout out to everyone who viewed, liked, and even the subscribers I got from that last video, because that video is blowing up. And that is my most viewed video right now. And I know I helped a lot of y'all. So if y'all coming back from that last video, drop a like showing that you is still here. Comment down below that you were still here. But without further ado, I just want to say thank you. And thank you all the subscribers out there too. But anyways, let's dive into this video real quick about Kyle Kuzma and Brandon Ingram and how in fact they can become the next NBA duo, or should I say next great NBA duo that we're going to be all talking about. Now right off the bat, I got to introduce one point. A lot of people were saying that you should trade Ingram because Kyle Kuzma is much better. Now, the problem I have with that is because those guys were living off the hype. And I'm not going to sit here and say Kyle Kuzma is a bad player at all, because I'm going to get to the point where I'm going to talk about these two players and how they compare. But it didn't really make any sense to just trade Ingram like that. Number one, Kyle Kuzma could have been just having a hot streak. Could have been. Obviously, he's still playing good now, but I'm saying, why would you trade your quote-unquote number one option just because one of them is playing better? Kyle Kuzma is playing better in the meanwhile. And on top of that, Kyle Kuzma is not really a small forward. I say keep him at the powerful position just because he fits more of a modern day power forward. He kind of has that lean type of build. He's a scorer and he knows how to rebound the ball. He doesn't really create for other players, and I can see that in Ingram. Ingram is starting to create for those other players. His assist numbers are slowly getting up. But if you watch the games, he does try to create for other players and give other players that good shot they need to get. However, instead of trading these two players, as we saw the game before when Kyle Kuzma got his first start, he had a solid game and he played alongside Ingram fine. They even created shots for each other. If y'all watch that game, there's a bunch of highlights where he created shots, and I feel like if they can consistently do that, and they played fine, and they seem to like each other. At first, I'm like, wait, does Kyle Kuzma kind of dislike Ingram just because Kyle Kuzma thinks she can start? But no, they like each other. Like, they have a solid bond, and they both like each other, and they both play well. And now that Larry Nance is out for 2 weeks, this is a great example for Kyle Kuzma to show why he should start at that power forward position alongside Ingram. And if I was them, start them. Only reason why they lost against the Blazers is because Dame Lillard hit a ridiculous shot over Ingram, which was pretty solid contested, but it's Lillard time, man. Come on now. Going into my second point. These two players remind me of two players. And I'm not gonna sit here and say they remind me of these players like right now, what they're doing in the NBA right now, like the players that I'm gonna compare them to. For example, Kyle Kuzma reminds me of a young version of Carmelo Anthony. Now, before y'all go crazy and just delete the video or whatever, you gotta understand this. Carmelo Anthony averaged 20 points on 41% shooting as a rookie in about 36 minutes, which is pretty good. Although you're shooting kind of bad and you're on a bad team, and then it's one of those occasions where, like, you know, you're the best player on a bad team. One of those occasions. However, I'm not going to discredit Melo at all because he's an amazing player. However, though, Kyle Kuzma in 9 games is averaging 15.7 points on 56% shooting in 28 minutes. Now, that is almost 10 minutes, well, it's 8 minutes actually less than Carmelo Anthony. And I'm pretty sure 56% and 41% is a huge difference. Now, I'm pretty sure we can all agree if Kyle Kuzma was playing that many minutes, he could easily average 20 points. It's only 5 points a game, and he's already shooting 56% shooting. So I'm saying it's right there. And plus, they have the kind of the same play style. They like to score the ball, they can rebound, and they're both pretty quick. Not super fast, because they both weren't fast players, but quickness and speed are really too many different things. However, that they bring very similar, and their play styles are very similar too. In terms of what they can do, they can shoot. They like to go for that jump shot, but they can also bang you in down low and get you some points there. However, on the Ingram side now, Ingram reminds me more of a Kevin Durant. Now, calm down. I know a lot of people are going to just go crazy because, you know, Kevin Durant was a natural scorer. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say he was Kevin Durant, but he reminds me of Kevin Durant in terms of his build and how he plays the game of basketball. I'm not going to say he's the same good because Kevin Durant was a natural scorer off the bat. He was averaging some crazy, ridiculous numbers when he came to the NBA. Ingram, on fact, wasn't. But it's going to take time for Ingram to do that. But I feel like if there was a player that Ingram could become, it's probably Kevin Durant. But at the same time, what I do realize that Ingram does a little bit better is that he has a better defensive potential than Kevin Durant. Mainly because of his length ability and his arms are just ridiculously long. If you watch that game, he just grabs the ball and he's gone. He averages like around 2.4 steals right now, which is pretty intense, especially for a guy like that. Anyways, those are just some comparisons that I had to bring with between you within these two players. And I'm not even gonna make this video pretty long. I just wanted to highlight because I was sick and tired of people saying you should trade Ingram. But I'm like, why would you trade Ingram? These guys play together perfectly well. And given a few years, they're gonna be a very, very solid duo. Maybe even one of the best duos in the NBA because all the older players are getting older and their guys not even in their prime yet. So when they hit their prime, then we're gonna be talking about, oh my God. And then when they're in their prime, you're gonna see Lonzo in his prime too. So now, not only do you have the duo forming, you also have a big three on the way too with Lonzo Ball. If Lonzo Ball lives up to his potential, which I think he will, he's just one of those players that's gonna take a little time to mature, just like with Brandon Ingram last year. You know, it just takes time to mature in who you play against, and you have to be in that right mental state. But that's one to highlight that I really think these two players can be really, really solid in the future. Just gotta give them some time, and there you guys have it. If you enjoyed it, if you think I'm wrong anywhere, comment down below. I was wrong. We had a discussion. Anything or any other player I should compare, drop them down in the comments. Otherwise, subscribe, like, and we're out.